everybody, so I'm walking from the Best Western John Muir Inn in Martinez, California, and I'm vlogging my adventure for you guys. And occasionally I'm going to get interrupted by the navigation system because I did not expect to stay the night in Martinez. Last night, I guess my brain had a malfunction. I would not have been able to make it home under my own power. My friend Emily was nice enough to get me a hotel room, and the hotel stay was really nice. I'm not used to this, okay? The motels and the inns in my city, they have a pool and they have a continental breakfast, teeny tiny little room. Sometimes the hot water doesn't work. Well, here they have a pool, jacuzzi, fitness center, full breakfast buffet, business room that's available 24/7. It was a lot nicer than what I was used to. And so when I woke up this morning and got up and started exploring everything, I was very surprised and impressed. Last night, Emily indicated that it would be nice to put me up in a luxury, but I didn't want a luxury. I just wanted to be able to rest my head for the night and then the next morning get up and find my way home, which is what I'm doing now. Incidentally, the room that I was staying in had a detachable shower head, so that was very, very nice. And it had one of those close-up mirrors, the ones where you can see your pores. And as you can see, my hair is not styled at all. It's not brushed. I thought I'd be visiting Piffy and Emily like usual, and then I'd be heading home. Okay, and that's not what happened. Now I am navigating my way to the bus stop to get to the BART, to get back to San Jose. I had initially expected, oh yeah, I'll be back in San Jose by 2 p.m. I had plans to meet with Justin, voice some lines, and he indicated he'd be available. And so I had to text him last night, let him know, hey, I'm in Martinez. So that was kind of interesting. And now I'm doing this navigation on my own. I'm also compulsively vlogging my adventure because my brain was still having a bit of trouble this morning with executive functioning, and this kind of keeps me present. There's no sidewalk. It looks like they're doing a bit of construction, or there's plans to do construction, so it's a little weird. But Emily said last night, are you ready to go on an adventure? Which I really like because when I was younger, my dad was a single parent making a single income to take care of the both of us. His trade had been outsourced, so he went into the shuttle and courier fields. Bottom line, we lost our home a couple of times, and the way that he phrased it to little 5 or 6 year old me was, are you ready to go on an adventure? So that was a nice little throwback to the way that my dad used to frame things to me, and my dad was always very impressed. Like, he thought that I was being brave. He called me a little trooper, whereas I didn't really understand what was going on. I just knew we were traveling, and I think that is when I started to get a thirst for traveling. I have been, how some people get homesick? Well, I get stir crazy. So I'm happy to have gone on this little adventure, and you can see behind me all these gorgeous oleanders. Oh, I think they're oleanders. I'm not sure, but I love them. Ever since white oleander, they've become kind of one of my favorite flowers. I named a character after them. Like, she was supposed to be dark and sinister, but she ended up just kind of being a troll. Kind of like me when I was younger. I'm trying to step away from that mentality and that attitude now. I'm trying to grow up a bit, which I think some of you are aware of. And some of you have unfollowed me and are never going to see this video ever, so y'all just kind of have the same opinion. And that's fine, because honestly, I earned it. I had been obnoxious and stagnant, and there's a church here. Oh my gosh, it's an Episcopal church. Oh, and today's Sunday morning, isn't it? Should I go to church service today? See, this is another thing that I really loved when I was traveling with Loki, was whenever I'd find a church, I'd be able to step in for service. Oh, service is at 8 and 10 a.m. Well, it's after 11 a.m. Church welcomes you. Muir Station Road, Grace Episcopal Church, the Reverend Dr. Deborah White Rector. That honestly seems pretty amazing, but I don't want to walk in the middle of service because service probably ends at about noon. The best church that I've ever been to was in Portland, and it was an Episcopal church. It was called the Door of Hope. Whoa! I'm walking in the middle of the road. Well, not the middle of the road, but still, as I said, this is very bizarre for me, and there's no pavement here. So basically, I just have to walk around and hope that I don't get run over or pulled over by the cop. You know, I'm actually going to try to cross the street here. Because at least this way, cars will be going the same way as me and there's less chance of me getting hit. This is an adventure. I love traveling. I love adventures. I don't love when my brain function just rage quits on me. That doesn't happen very often. I have some mild executive dysfunction issues. So sometimes I'll know, okay, I have to do this thing, and I'll try to do this thing, but the signals that my brain sends don't quite cut it. And it's hard for me to, you know, cogitate. It's hard for me to figure out how to do the thing correctly, and I just kind of bumble around until the brain signals to my hands just kind of get it together. Or somebody takes pity on me and helps me do whatever it is, and it's embarrassing and I don't like it, and I know I should definitely call my doctor about this. Sometimes I phrase things differently than how they're supposed to be phrased. I think that might cause some confusion. So gorgeous. My phone says 71 degrees, but I think it's a bit more than that. Oh, hey, there's some people jogging along the road over there, so maybe it's okay to walk on the hard part and I don't have to walk on the hills and brambles. Look. This is what I was walking on before. Again, I'm not happy that I have executive functioning issues. I'm not happy that my brain just rage quit on me. And what's really weird, okay, it felt like the way that I feel when I take tranquilizers before I conk out. But I didn't have anything in my system other than caffeine, and caffeine doesn't or shouldn't affect me like that because I take a caffeine supplement at work, and it's a hell of a lot more than what's in 2 cups of iced tea, which is what I had yesterday. So I'm not sure what happened, but all of a sudden, I didn't fully dissociate, but I kind of got detached from what I was doing and what I was feeling. Like, it's not like I was standing outside myself watching myself. I was kind of trapped inside myself. I was aware that I was talking. I had no idea what I was saying. I had no idea what I was going to say next. At one point, something was not functioning correctly on my phone. I started, knocking on the screen, and I look over, and I'm not feeling anything. And
Turn right onto Alhambra Way.
Thank you. I look over, and Marie is looking at me and kind of cringing, and it registers in my head, oh, she's scared. I wonder why she's scared. I wonder what's going on. Because I guess she thought that I was angry with my phone, but I wasn't angry. I didn't feel any anger. I didn't feel anything, and I wasn't aware that to her it looked like I was punching my phone. This is very, very rare. Now, when I was younger, I used to have some issues with classmates where, they would pick on me and then I would just black out completely, okay? And then I'd wake up and I was in trouble. I'd reacted in a violent manner. And then when I got older, like as a teenager, I'd react to it, and it felt like I was reacting to it out of habit. Like I'd throw a chair at someone and then I'd feel angry. But with the phone yesterday, I didn't feel angry at any step of the way. Telling this, I feel like I kind of went a little crazy. It's not like I was emotionally crazy. I was just acting, but I wasn't performative acting. This is really, really weird, really unusual. Luckily, my phone does have a screen protector on it, and so my screen was protected while I was knocking on my phone. There's some cracks in the screen protector, but no cracks in the actual screen. My phone, thank God, still seems to be functioning correctly. Yeah, I can't remember something like that having happened for a while. Later, we all went out to eat. I ordered a drink. I took one sip of it, and I was like, no, this tastes like the drink that I had that one time when I was drugged in college. I don't want this drink. Piffy took it and she drank it. And Emily thought, well, maybe the taste of the drink had triggered me to halfway dissociate. And then I'm like, no, it didn't. My brain function was doing poorly before I took that drink. I can describe what's going on without being aware necessarily of what's going on. I know that right now I am fully present. I'm aware of what I'm saying. I'm kind of just talking off the top of my head. Oh, that house has little flowers next to the windows. That is cool. I get distracted easily, as you can see. But no, now I am in control of my faculties. I was not this morning. I kind of panicked this morning because when I was at the breakfast buffet, like
Turn left onto Walnut Avenue.
I knew that I had to lift the cover of the food to get to the food. The cover of the food would not stay lifted, but one hand was full with a plate of food, and it didn't register in my head I should put this down to hold the cover so I can get my food. Took me a few tries until one of the hotel staff took pity on me. So grateful. Sometimes things like that happen at work, but it's not comic. It'll happen if I have my headphones in, I'm listening to music, and I'm not really fully present, which is why I'm not listening to music right now, which is why I'm talking my way through this right now. I'm kind of used to people thinking I'm crazy, but I'm trying to like grow out of that yandere phase. I'm a little embarrassed about this, but hold on, let me check my directions because let me show you what Google Maps is saying I should do. Oh, there's a bridge here. See, I thought this was a dead end. Apparently my depth perception is not all that. Look how gorgeous this is. Oh my god. I kind of wish I was still friends with Loki so I could send him this. But it's not. I feel really bad saying this. It's not worth it to be friends with him because he just wants bedroom things, and I'm not equipped for that right now. I have a boyfriend, monogamous boyfriend. I love Justin. The little things like that and the fact that I am traveling in a new place really reminds me of that, except now I'm traveling solo. I'm not having heart problems or lung problems this time. I'm just having brain problems now. Look at these flowers.
Turn right.
Oh, thank you. I'm kind of glad that you're also able to hear the directions that I'm getting and see me following them and all that. This is not how I would have chosen to have an adventure, you guys. I mean, I know that usually when people have adventures, they don't necessarily choose to go on adventures. But this is such a bizarre thing. You know, I'm not trying to make light of it, but like my first instinct is just to laugh. It's a beautiful city though. Oh my goodness.
Your destination is on the right.
Oh! And so it is. I wanted to get to the bus stop. Oh, Pleasant Hill BART. Okay. 12:14 p.m. It'll be here. All right, that's lovely. I'm right outside of the 7-Eleven. Ooh, I have some crocheting projects. The ground is really dirty and I'm wearing a white dress. Oh well, I'm not in it for the glamour, you guys. I'm in it because things happen and I had no other choice. My first instinct is just to enjoy the situation because even if it's not what I would have chosen, it's happening and I can't prevent it from having happened. So really it's either get mad and throw a tantrum at God or try to enjoy life. And whenever I get mad and throw a tantrum at God, I always feel really silly afterwards because things always work out. Oh, and I'm like across the street from the John Muir National Historic Site. You know, I could probably explore that in the next hour before my bus comes. It'd be really cool. Cheers, and thank you if you made it this far. Thank you for watching. If you're not judging me, thank you for not judging me. When I was checking in to the hotel, I had asked, is there a bus stop around here? And the woman behind me said, yes, there's one across the street. Well, maybe it's a regional thing, but I feel like I traveled a little farther than just across the street. Still, I'm glad that I found a bus stop and that it goes to BART station. All I really need to know is if it takes Clipper. Oh, you know what? I could ask if it takes Clipper. Website says they take Clipper. Oh, I am so in luck, you guys. Hey, so I made it to Warm Springs. It took a little longer than I expected. Bus ride through Martinez went really well. Martinez, like at least downtown Martinez, is a beautiful city. But there were some delays on the BART. I wasn't sure if I was going to have to hop an AC bus, improvise my way to San Jose. There was a brush fire near the track at Warm Springs or Fremont or somewhere. Anyway, should all be pretty smooth from here. Hey guys, so I'm finally home. I'm exhausted. It was a pretty good trip. As I suspected, everything went smoothly once I was able to get on the 181 and get home. There was like one loud lady at the Union City Station who, I'm sure she had good intentions. You know, I'm sure she wanted to make sure that everybody was going to get to where they needed to go, but she was a little out of it, and she was kind of yelling over the announcements and demanding that everybody get on the next train, even though, you know, not everyone's going to the same place. So it was a little annoying, and I couldn't put in my earbuds because I needed to hear the announcements. So, but she was talking over the announcements, so I had to have a gentleman repeat the announcements to me. The AC Transit bus, they were running limited service from Union City to Warm Springs, but I stayed on the platform because, like, the next train was coming in, like, 2 minutes. We all had to get off the train at Union City, and then, like, 6 minutes later, the fire was contained and we could get on the next train. My cat's mad at me. Like, I came home, I went over to the window to pet him, and then he went and hid, like, between the couch and the blinds where I can't get to him. And I went and I said hi to him, and I apologized for taking so long to get home. He blinked at me. He did a slow blink at me. He didn't come out from behind the couch, so I guess he wants to be left alone. I guess he's mad at me because he feels like I abandoned him, but it's not my fault that I couldn't come home last night. My boyfriend and I, had tentative plans to spend time together today, but he's painting, he's remodeling the guest room, and I miss him, but, like, I understand if he's too tired to come over. I'm tired too, so maybe today just wasn't the day, but, I'm kind of unnecessarily sad because, you know, that time is creeping up on me again. It's not as bad as usual, but I'm still like, no, I want cuddles, so. But I don't want to be too much of a pest. He did say that he's glad I made it home safe, so that's good. I had the last bit of watermelon that was in the fridge. I got some other food that I squirreled away from the hotel because, you know, my goblin instincts. Where, well, they're not really instinct, it's just, I'm used to scavenging, so whenever I can get free food and it's not, like, obnoxiously sugary or processed, yep, give it to me. And last time I asked my doctor about what's going on with my brain, she's just like, oh, you know, if you lose some weight, you'll be able to cogitate better, and I'm like, I don't think being overweight is the cause of my neurological event, but okay. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. Just had a cottontail. If I can't cuddle with Justin, at least I can cuddle with Cottontail.